Hello dear viewer, welcome back to the channel. I'm Omar with Patterson Autos, and today we're going over a segment that we kind of forgot about. I'm realizing we didn't really make any videos for the channel about them just yet. Sedans. You know, sedans, the thing that everybody used to have before SUVs and hatchbacks and crossovers were the thing to have. In this case, we're going over the Kia K5 and the Hyundai Sonata, which are both refreshed this year. And with Hyundai and Kia being sister brands, these are both very, very similar cars. They're on the same platform, they have the same 2.5-liter engine, 8-speed transmission, and they've even got the same tires. There's a little bit of a difference in handling, and so today we're going to go through it. Starting with this, the Kia K5, which is a little bit more sport-leaning. You definitely get those vibes from the interior with the black headliner and the thicker, more aggressive D-shaped steering wheel. I've also noticed that the engine sound will be a little bit more vocal when you really step on it. Acceleration feels the same in both, but there's that placebo of hearing the engine roar when you're downshifting to go. So again, the K5 in this case is going to give you more sporty vibes. I'm also feeling a little bit less body roll in the K5, so flatter handling means that it won't be quite as comfortable if you've got older people in the car, but it is a little bit more fun if you're a more engaged and spirited driver. And this being a 2.5-liter engine, it's adequate for its size. It's not exactly a race car, but again, the handling is really prime, and with that 8-speed transmission, it gets going when you want it to. Brakes, pretty darn good. Almost no noise from the ABS, and the stopping distance felt really good. This is the K5 GT line in all-wheel drive, which means that it really likes hugging corners and sweeping curves. It's a lot of fun to drive, for sure. It's pretty comfortable too. You don't get a lot of road noise. In fact, I think I hear the engine more than the road in this car, which some people might not like, but I really do. And lastly, we're going to test the brakes on this dirty parking lot. Feels decent. Not too much chatter from the ABS. Well, that was fun. Now it's time to drive the Sonata. All right, Sonata time. So, like I mentioned, both of these cars are on the same platform. They're going to feel very similar, but there are some slight differences. Off the bat, I can tell you that this car handles a little bit more floaty, a little bit more plush, a little bit more comfortable than the K5. If you're not a very spirited driver like myself, then this might be the way to go, especially if you have, older family members to drive around, that kind of thing. They're definitely going to be more comfortable in this car. The steering's a lot more responsive in the K5, and in this case, it's not bad, but it is something to consider. It's just a little bit softer, let's say. While I know that the acceleration is the same, it feels a little bit different, and I think a lot of it's just a placebo effect in hearing a little bit more engine noise in the K5 versus the Sonata. Here we've got an open curve, so we're going to take it with a little bit of speed. And you definitely feel a bit more body roll in this car. I think part of it is due to the fact that it is front-wheel drive, but I also believe that the suspension might be a bit different. I mean, just a little wig-wagon, and you can tell that the car's got a bit more tilt. I'm going to test brakes here. And I'm going to want to test that again in that parking lot, because that parking lot's just a little bit dirty. It's got some grit, and so it really helps activate the ABS. But here on road, it felt super solid. I don't want to make it sound like I'm complaining about the body roll. It's definitely one of those design bits that most people don't like, but it does help keep your wheels on the ground. So although this is a front-wheel drive version, it's making a little bit less noise around those corners than the K5 was. For safety features, both get the full suite, so there's not really a wrong answer if you're looking for a sedan for you and your family. I mentioned it in the K5, that 2.5-liter engine is just adequate for the size and weight of this car. It doesn't make it a race car, but it does let you go when you want to. And I didn't mention the seats in the K5, but it's very comfortable. My layout is pretty darn ergonomic. It's well bolstered, and more so in the K5 than in the Sonata. The seat's big too, so if you've got a big butt like me, it's good. Taking this at about the same speed, again, I don't know that I'm making any more noise in this car. In fact, it's probably a little bit more silent due to that body roll keeping the wheels on the ground. And final braking test in 3, 2, 1. A little bit more noise out of this one, but it did its job, and like I said, this is some pretty loose gravel, so it's the spot to test it. So there you have it, both great options by Hyundai and Kia in the midsize sedan segment for you and your family. If you're ready to test drive one like I just did, you can visit us at Mission Viejo Kia or Tustin Hyundai, and when you're done, you can tell me what you thought in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.